Well, hello, hello, hello. I was not planning on going outside, but for the last 4 minutes, as you gotta love streaming, my camera just kept initializing, and saying it was syncing and syncing. I guess it decided it wanted to go outside for a little while. So, good morning to you, and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. Boy, this is the real. It is 7:05 in the morning. I'm just going to say good morning to you out here. We'll take a break, and I'm going to try to go back to my office where I have everything that I prepared for you for today. We got a lot to cover, actually. We're going to talk about, of course, the weather. So nice to have a pretty day after the way yesterday was. And please let me know that none of you experienced any damage at your house. It was loud. I'm sure the kids were scared and dogs were scared. My dog, of course, ran under the bed and then finally was able to come out and chill out a little bit. Both of them a little tired today. Opus, of course, it doesn't faze him. Adelaide and Tess a little tired. But how about your babies? Real human babies or fur babies running around this morning? So that's out of the way, that big threat. Now, today there's a very low level threat for our immediate area. And then there could be maybe a pop-up shower you could see here and there, more to the south, right about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Otherwise, we should be good. But to the south, like we're talking Farmington, etc., you could experience some rain. Let me show you this. This is KMOV's 7-day forecast. So 79 for the high today. But as you can see, they have marked rain in pretty much every single day except for next Tuesday. So expect some possibilities of that. You can see the chance of only 20% on Thursday at 83 degrees, a little higher on Friday at 85. Saturday, you can see a little bit, 82 for your high. You get into Sunday, we're into Memorial Weekend, 84, still a slight chance there. Monday, again, a small chance, 78 degrees. And you can see that's changed from the way the forecast was because some meteorologists didn't have anything on the actual Memorial Day. And then Tuesday, it finally breaks out, or maybe not, depending on how the model looks, and 77 for your high. So that's the 7-day forecast from meteorologist Matt Chambers at KMOV. It is 7:06 in the morning. Did you hear that? The rooster. You know, when we moved into our house, I laughed because that rooster would go off in the middle of the afternoon, in the early evening, and I used to say, does that rooster really know what time it is? And we had just gotten back, I think, from Cabo San Lucas, and we said he was on Mexican time. So he's making noise. If I'm quiet enough, you might be able to hear the cicadas. A lot of people couldn't believe that I said this, but we have no cicadas in our grass. I'm looking at our trees. We have no cicadas on the trees. I feel extremely blessed because we went over to my mom's, and my mom has them all over her trees, all over her grass, all over her garage. She's out there sweeping them up every day. What about you? Do you have them really bad where you are? I hear they love maple trees. You know, I really wish I could stay out here because it's absolutely gorgeous. Maybe I can grab my stuff at the break. If you would prefer me to stay outside, I'll do that. Just let me know to make sure that it's not too loud. Let me say good morning. Linda was on first. Linda Eckert, good morning to you. There goes the rooster again. Kathy, good morning. Sean, good morning. Marilyn, good morning. Prayers to those in Iowa. Okay, I did not see what happened in Iowa. Let me know, Rose. Kathy, Michelle, thanks for letting us know. Oh, she said stuck in internet purgatory. Yes, I was. Kathy, good to see you. Beautiful morning. Good morning to all from Julie and Leona. Good morning, Diane. The glitches are entertaining. Yeah, sure they are. Yeah, I was ready. I even trained my clients this morning and told them, let's come on a little early so I can have about 15 minutes to be ready and get some slides ready for you and make sure I know the forecast, make sure I know what happened with the cards, et cetera, et cetera. Lou Ann, good morning to you. And then boom, just spin. So annoying. Hey, I'm going to talk about a challenge that I have my clients going through, and I'm wondering if this community wants to go through it as well. Linda says cicadas are so loud here in Texas in the afternoon, it's almost ear piercing. I agree. I came pulling up in my convertible at my mom's, and I literally was holding my ears, and she was cracking up. They are that loud. They're annoyingly piercing loud. I agree with you, Linda. We're going to do our workout today, our Wellness Wednesday. I filmed it at the gym the other day, and it's actually going to be arms. I think this was for Pam. Pam asked for arms. Stephanie had asked for low back, so I'll get into that next week. And low back, and then we also talked about knees, strengthening the knees. Well, today, with my clients, I actually did a really great quad and glute and hip workout. They said their legs were screaming, so I hope they're working those muscles out. Remember, when you're done training, it's important to stretch. It's important to hydrate those muscles, and it's important to get the protein into the muscles because that's what feeds your muscles. So those are some tips from more of of a nutrition standpoint. It is 7:09 in the morning. By the way, if there's anything on your mind, always feel free to pop it into the comments. Everybody's looking at you and they will respond to you in kind. Trust me on that. We are on Facebook, YouTube. We are on X and Instagram and Rumble. So welcome aboard to each and every one of you. Make sure that you are heard. Linda said, not Texas, my yard. You said Texas. Oh my gosh, not sure why Siri thinks I'm crazy in Texas. I was going to say, Linda, are you in Texas? Did you take us on the road? Please do that, by the way, whether you are in town, and I don't know where you're watching from, but let us know, or you are on vacation. It's really smart to start your day with positivity and with awareness of what's going on and with some education in the world. So somebody said something about Iowa. I'm guessing it was weather related. I don't know. Tell me. I didn't see anything. Again, don't watch a lot of news. I just try to pop on and see what I think you can use in the morning, and I didn't see anything. So Rose, let us know what's going on in Iowa. Okay. Besides that, I do want to have a very candid, very real, very balanced conversation about the commencement speech by Kansas City Chief Harrison Butker. I have watched the entire speech, 20 minutes long. I have taken some clips from it. I'm going to air in case you didn't hear it. I want to air it and I want to talk about it candidly. I don't care which side of the aisle that you fall on, because that's what life should be about, that we have an open mind and we listen. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about something that happened with Graceland. Okay, so they're saying tornadoes. I thought it was probably weather related. Major destruction and several deaths in Iowa tornadoes yesterday. All right, so thoughts and prayers out to those in Iowa. And if anybody has family or friends, let us please know so we can pray for them as well. So here's the beautiful start to the day. How's your day starting? Isn't it gorgeous? This is just God's country. I just absolutely love it out here. I feel so blessed. Working in news for as long as I did, and Jim working in the police, we always would pull up this driveway and just feel like a deep breath of it's beautiful, right? There's always a choice to find beauty. Rose, unknown amount of people dead, small town, cars and trucks twisted in half. Yeah, we have had a really rough several weeks all across the United States. So thank you for letting me know that. And again, thoughts and prayers going out to all in Iowa. Okay, it's 7:11. Monica, what are you doing this weekend? Let's talk about all of that. Again, Graceland, Harrison Butker, we've got a workout for you for your arms. So if, in fact, you want to do the workout right now while we're on air, grab some light weights. I'd say, I don't know your strength, so maybe you could have 5s or 8s or 10s or 12s or 15s. I wouldn't go heavier than that. Men and women both. Actually, guys, you might be able to go up to 20 pounds. I wouldn't go any heavier. I just really want you to work on form. We're going to do the biceps and we're going to do the triceps. And if not, then you can hang on to this workout and you can do that any other time later today, or just hang on to it for another day. Okay, my arm's getting tired, by the way. Extra workout for my arm as I'm holding this. So I'm going to try and go inside and not get kicked off. Hang tight with me. We'll be back with the workout, and we got a lot of discussion to do. I hope you're having a great start, and we'll find out what you're doing for Memorial Weekend. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com. All right, welcome back. Back inside, 7:13 in the morning. You gotta love life. If you are new to our show, we are on live for you every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., and we welcome you aboard. I really would love to know where you're watching from, so we'd love to see just how far the reach has been since we had the show started back in March. I'm a little out of breath. 1, from my workout, 2, from sprinting up the stairs to get back up here for you. I love the fact that you all came on and you were sharing time with each other before I was able to come on. This community that we have built over the last year has just been absolutely remarkable. And one of the things that you all asked me to do about a month ago is to bring back what I did at KSDK. So when I was at Channel 5 during the pandemic, we started something called, it was either Motivational Moments with Monica, or I think that's what it was, or Monica's Motivational Moments. Either way, it all started from the mindset of the whole triangle of life theory that I have, right? So balancing your mind, balancing your spirit, balancing your physicality and your nutrition, all of that together. It was so successful. We did it for 2 years, and then it came to a screeching halt. Not my decision, by the way. However, it was God's way of saying, hold tight, sweetie, and you'll be able to use this as the foundation of your show. That's exactly what happened. And I know a lot of you said, I get stopped on the street still by people saying, you saved me during the pandemic from my mental health strife, my spiritual strife, my physical aspect of not being able to get to the gym. And that was wonderful. And one of the reasons that it stopped is because they believed that you were going back to work and that you didn't need it anymore. And my mindset was, no, now more than ever. Don't you all agree with that? Now more than ever. So do me a favor and share right now. Text people, call them, put it on your Facebook page or YouTube page, whatever you're watching on, and let everybody know we're getting ready to take care of them on so many levels. We're going to have a candid, balanced conversation, which is what we need in life. You're going to see it play out of how I wish you all could actually verbally speak with me, but since you can't, you're putting the comments there, and I want you to be able to talk kindly, whether you agree with the speech or whether you don't, and why. There's got to be context behind what we're talking about. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk about some news. I don't know if you all know, but my father went to school, high school, Humes High School in Memphis, Tennessee, with Elvis Presley. So breaking news, if you didn't know that, people who follow me and have for many, many years probably have heard me tell that story before. Elvis was 2 years older than my father, but my dad at least knew him. And there was some news that just recently came out of Lisa Marie's daughter, or Elvis Presley's granddaughter, and what's happening with Graceland. And I don't know if you've seen that, but we're going to mention that as well. And then we'll talk about some things coming up tomorrow and Friday as we get into Memorial Weekend. So we're just getting ready to start the show. And I want to start off with the fitness side. We'll break the fitness side and we'll go into the discussion again about the commencement speech. If you didn't hear it, you'll hear parts of it at least. And here's the thing, that's exactly what happens in whatever NBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, News Nation, Newsmax, One American News, whatever network you watch, they're going to play the clip for you that they want to push out. I hope you all understand that. And I'm talking about that today, agendas being pushed. So the best way to live in the world is to listen to both sides and then say, oh, okay, I see that this is all they played for me. And then I see that this is all they played for me. Then you should do what I did and what hopefully many do, and that is to seek out the full story. One of the reasons you're supposed to get to a news station so early in the morning is to look at all of that. And then you have a team working overnight and not trying to push an agenda. But that's what's happened in our world, unfortunately. I got into this business 30 years ago for the true love and passion of the field. And it's changed so much over the years. And that's so very unfortunate. And you shouldn't accept that. You shouldn't be okay with that. It's a very dangerous way to live life of only one-sided. Balance is so important in every facet of your life. So we're going to do that today. We're going to talk first about the fitness side. And so get ready. I don't know if any of you are going to do it live. If you are, let me know. If not, hang on to this later. Julie said, be careful with scammers. I got hacked yesterday and I had to start from the beginning with banking and everything. So frustrating. Sorry for that. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Okay. Are you ready for this? Let's see, who was asking for this? Arms, biceps, and triceps. This goes out to Pam. Not sure if she's watching now or if she gets a chance to watch it later. Hey everybody, it's time for Workout or Wellness Wednesday, and I love those of you that are writing me or commenting saying what you want me to cover. So last week we had talked about training the arms. We had also talked about protecting the knees, which I'll do coming up next week. But for all of you who want to get the arms ready to go for swimsuit season, and yes, pools are getting ready to open within a week's time, if not already, let's get those arms lean and cut and sexy and show them off. Men and women both. Today, Arm Day is free. Okay, I'm going to go back and forth between the videos that way and then actually very organically the way I started it 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, by holding it here. The reason why, last night as I was putting all these together, for some reason, there was a height stipulation when I was putting the videos together. So it wouldn't allow the one with me standing upright. There's like 3 of them that I'm going to show you this way. And then I have a handful that I'm going to show you back on the screen. So listen closely. This is how we're going to start the workout. Again, men and women both. Pick your weights. Do it right now if you want to. Get your workout underway. I'm a big proponent of getting your workout in early in the morning, and then you've got your whole day ahead of you. But if you're not an early morning person, that's fine. Do this maybe at lunchtime. You do it at a break later. Do it this evening. Hang on to it, but this is a good one for you. Okay, so we're starting out this way. Let me see, where's the best way for you to see this? Let's switch this. And here you go. And play. All right, watch. So if you watch closely, there we go. I am curling up, and then you see the turn. Now, you're going to have to make sure that you pick a weight that is not going to put any strain on your forearms. So you're curling upwards. I'm turning the head and facing downward. See how I do the turn up top and facing down. Curling regular like a basic curl and then curling down. What I'm not doing is swaying and doing a lot of what we used to call English, right? So curl up, turn the head of the dumbbells, and then you're doing a reverse curl on the way back down. So what I'm going to do here for you is do bicep work, then go into tricep work. So from a repetition range, you're going to choose yours. Now, remember, if you have a heavier weight and you're actually trying to put on size, then your repetitions will probably be lower. What do I mean by lower? Well, if you're really trying to put on size, you might only do 4 to 6. Now, let me not use the word only. You are going to do 4 to 6 repetitions. If you're trying to put on a little muscle, but not bulk up, you are going to be maybe in the 8 to 10, maybe even go to the 12 repetition range. If you're trying to really lean out, elongate that muscle, ladies always say they want to be longer and leaner, your your repetitions might be more around 15, 20, maybe even go up to the higher of 25. Make sure that you're able to sustain the movement and you're not putting any pressure on any aspect of your body. You're not doing a lot of rocking and movement. If you saw, I was really controlling that entire exercise, every single rep. Any questions on that? Let me know. But that was the bicep side. Again, a regular curl and then turning. When you do that turn, you can't have heavy weights or you're going to put strain on your forearm, into your elbow, even up into the bicep. So make sure you can control the weight up, be able to do the turn and do that reverse on the way back down. If you're just tuning in and I see a lot of people popping on, we are doing a workout for you right now that I actually filmed at Lifetime Fitness where I train. I personal train here at home with clients, but I train at Lifetime in Frontenac or the one in Chesterfield. And we're going to go back and forth between biceps and triceps. And I want you to stop me if you have any questions on anything. Now, before I go on, I want to give a shout out to one of our past guests who was at the gym. And I was telling his wife, and I'm not sure if we can get this tagged so she can see him. I didn't see her there yesterday, but she would be very proud of her husband. So this is Daniel Cases. He and Hannah have been on with us in the past. Watch this. Look, Daniel's here, throwing weights around. Hannah, you should be proud of him. Watch this. Look at that form. Look at dropping up and slam. Which I know a lot of gyms are not big on you slamming. Lifetime's okay with it. Lifetime has them do that. And they're doing a lot of powerlifting. I see a lot of CrossFit style moves, etc. But do you remember the interview we did with the husband-wife team, Daniel and Hannah Cases? It was a great interview. They are very popular, by the way, on Instagram for sure, on social media. But just stopped my workout just for a second yesterday when I saw him. We continued on with triceps. So let's get into triceps now. What I am doing here, you can grab a mat so that you've got your knees on something. Again, if you've got bad knees or you have a problem going down to the ground, you can stand up and do this. You can work your core, be as upright and elongated as you possibly can, and then you're going to keep your elbows tight. I'm using a towel. So watch, I have a towel here. Okay, now I kneel down and then watch. All right, everybody, so triceps would be your superset. You just got off of your rotational biceps. Now I want you to do overhead tricep exercises. Keep the elbows tucked in on your core tight. Straight overhead. Let me back up a bit. You can kneel on a pad. You can kneel on a towel like I have, but do not arch the back. No swaying in the back. Remember, you asked for arms this week. We're doing biceps and triceps. The first week we did shoulders, we did glutes, and we did core. Down to 90 degrees, straight up to the ceiling. Don't tilt it forward. Keep that head punching straight up to the ceiling. This is where you go wrong. No elbows out to the side. All right, bicep tricep. That's exercise 1. Okay, so as I said, exercise 1. So that was your first grouping. We did the curl, turn on the way back down. I actually did 10 rotations. So if you think about that, that's 20 repetitions, because if I just did them this way, if I did them, I'd really like to eliminate the word just. If I did them this way and I would have continued my regular bicep workout, it would have just been the basic bicep curl, and that would have been 10 repetitions. But since I'm doing this and then I was turning into another movement, you can take that if you'd like to in your mind and think, well, that's actually 20 repetitions. Okay, fine. Otherwise, 10 groupings of that. Then I went into immediately supersetting, going into these, again, stressing that you're keeping your elbows as tight as you can here, as opposed to going out and using a lot of shoulders. In this, I did 15. You could even go up to 20. Try not to do this when you're doing it and having your head pointing forward. Okay, think about that. We'll get into what Leona's saying in just a second. We're not into that yet. We're still doing our workout, but I will hang on to that. I want you to hear the actual speech before we get into it. All right. And then we're gonna go deep into this. Let me finish the workout though first. But thank you, by the way, Leona, for starting some conversation. Let me have everybody focus though. Don't read into that yet. I want you to finish our workout out, and then we will get into that discussion. Yes, Michelle said Hannah with the lipstick. She's so cute. Okay, so bicep, tricep. That was your first one. Okay, now let's continue on. This would be the next. Okay, next we're going to do a superset, but within the same muscle group. We're going to go into hammer curls and then take the shoulders out, put the chest forward, engage the core, and go into an outside curl. So hammering inside and then all the way wide outside. Yes. Always with a smile on your face. Okay, so that to me again is 2 more for you. You don't have to count it that way, but if you, so somebody just said, how many sets do you do of each? Very good question. Linda, I did 4 sets. Okay, so the first one was your superset together, but there's more to it, right? So there, you could look at it as like 3. We did these, turning, that's a 2, that's the second one, and this was the third one. Or again, you can just look at this as a compound movement here that we're doing, and then into the next one. That was 4 sets. This was 10 reps. This was 20 reps for me. You got to find what works for you. And I'm going to say it again, as I say every time we do a workout. You are all asking for these workouts, but I need to make sure that you check with your doctor that you're okay to do this. Please do not injure yourself and come back and say, Monica, I hurt myself. All right. You got to know, I'm not in front of you. I don't know your background. I don't know your strength. I don't know your injury. So just a little disclaimer there to make sure that you're okay to do these. So Linda, I did 4 sets of that. And then I did 4 sets of what I just showed you here, which was again, the hammer. And then immediately, if you watch that, I went and I turned outward, way out, chest up, brought those shoulders out, and then came up towards the shoulders. I did that 10 times, or again, 20 repetitions complete. And I did that 4 sets through. Sorry, have to leave early. Okay, shoot. Well, Leona, that's unfortunate, because what I don't want is for someone to just lay something out there and not be able to have the conversation back. So we will give the comments that Leona has. And then maybe Leona, maybe later you listen to the entire show and you can add some more in. But we will obviously read what Leona's comments are and be able to have you comment on that. And she'll be able to hear that later. So back and forth, Linda. So 4 sets of those. All right. If that makes sense to all of you, then we are good to go to move on. That was your biceps. So of course, you know what's coming up next. Now the next one for the triceps, down to the floor, using my core again, either on a mat or I just have a towel folded up. We're going to do these stabbing to the outside corner of the room. So it's not coming over you this way, the way most people do the exercise. We're going to go right to our shoulder and we're going to kick upwards. If you need a little bracer to hold your shoulder in place, go ahead and do that. So you would be like this, so that the shoulder doesn't slip down. Watch. Notice I'm not rocking the body. I'll switch to the other side, engaging my core. Working those triceps so when you wave, they don't continue to wave in the wind. And I'm going to tell you, that is the biggest thing I hear from every woman I've ever trained in the last 26 years. Monica, what's wrong underneath my arms here? And I'm like, you got to work them. We've got to really focus on those triceps. So by the way, Pam, thank you for asking for arms today. This one's for you and for everybody else that wants to work the arms. Does that one make sense to you? So many people are used to doing, again, this or any type of overhead extension, or many of you have probably done the 90-degree one where you're trying to really open up the shoulder mobility. You're up over your head, you take the dumbbell more towards the ear, and you go straight up from there. So what we did many, many years ago, we changed that and came up with the movement from here. I'm going more towards my shoulder and I'm acting like I'm stabbing to the outside corner of the room. So you see the difference, right? Kind of like a karate chop as opposed to this angular 90 degrees over the head. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. If not, let me know. So on the screen, I'm going to put up here for you to please share, like, and follow the live stream. Again, I always mention that you're like a tree and you have branches. If you're a brand new tree that was just born, maybe you're new to social media and you've got just a few people following. But for those of you that have these massive trees that the cicadas are all over, you've got branches all over the place. I'd love for you to make sure that all of your followers, your friends, however many thousands you have, that they know about this show. Again, it's all about turning them on to positivity and a lot of great things. Again, news you can use. We're going to talk about the things that people are discussing in the world. We're going to talk candidly, openly, and balanced about it, as opposed to pushing an agenda one way or another. We're not going to fight about it. We're going to find kindness and hope and optimism and release the toxicity in life. All right, we've got one left to do. I'm going to take a break. And then our next half hour of the show, we're going to get into this conversation. Okay, this last one for the triceps is for the third head. If all you ever do is a movement in this direction and never out. So when I'm talking rope, you have to do that kick out to get all three heads of the tricep, especially the head here on the inside. This is what you have to do. So there's no swing. All right, everybody. So that is your workout for the day. That is the fitness, physical side of the triangle of life theory that I have, again, taught a lot of you, either through the show or through private training or through my life coaching. I hope it's really grasping and really taking hold of your life, that you've got to get your fitness underway. I don't care if you're walking. I don't care if you're biking. I don't care if you're dancing, Pilates. Find something that you love, but move. You want to change your body, you've got to do movement. Today was in honor of Pam. She asked for arms. So I do hope that Pam gets a chance to see this. And then for every woman, men, I don't care if you're a child or you're a senior, you can do some form of that. If you have an injury, obviously, you got to work around that, or there's modifications. And I always ask everybody, if you need a modification, let me know. Linda asked the question earlier, how many sets? I did 4 sets of all of those. The reason you had the triceps doubled up at the end is because we did a lot of bicep movement in the beginning. So there you go. You've got a great workout that you can do. Maybe you did it while we were talking. Maybe you'll do it later today. By the way, I'd love to know that. When you do it, reach out to us. Let us know how it went. And since we've been supposedly, if you've been doing it, training for the last 4 weeks, your body should have taken on some movement. And so as I go into the break, I'm going to ask you, would you like to join the challenge that my private clients are doing? I weighed them in the other day. I didn't tell them I was going to do it. They came to do the workout and I said, we're all going to weigh in today. And they went, oh, I always hear that, right? Oh my gosh, we give so much power to the scale. It is just a barometer. It's just somewhere for us to find, where are you at? Have you stalled? Have you given up on yourself? Do you not know your value? Do you not know the importance of taking care of yourself? All right. Well, they all did it together as a team. They weighed in. I said, let's do your inches. Let's see where you are. Let's get you back on track, right? If you have no accountability, then you're just kind of floating through life. So if you got really comfortable and you shouldn't have pumped the brakes. You should have kept your foot on the gas. Well, now we're putting the foot on the gas. So do you want to be a part of this? Well, then weigh in for me today. Have somebody take your inches. It's not just the scale. I want to know what the inches are. I want to know how you're feeling. If you want me to help you out with this as you do it along with us, great. The next big weigh-in will take place on July 6th. I have a client who is out of town visiting her family in Colorado. So we weighed everybody in. And then the next weigh-in is when she returns from Colorado. Right now, their goal is to try to lose about 10 pounds because they all have extra weight that they want off of them. So they've got 10 pounds. From now till July 6th, that is absolutely doable. But you have it in you? Do you have it in you to want it bad enough? Do you have it in you to have the fortitude to get up and work out a little earlier or work out a little later, to not put the extra pizza in your mouth, not to have this fried food and this processed food? Do you have the mindset of it's my time, it's ready to change? Well, here, I'm here to help you. Okay. Use me for that. You're welcome for sharing, Linda. Luann, thank you for the exercises I was able to do while you were talking. I love it. How to feel? Are you sore at all? I try to do some later each day since I walk at this time. Absolutely. Let me know how it felt. And if there's any other questions, feel free to lay it on me. Okay, it's 7:35. I want you to hear what I think is what really the world is blowing up about on both sides of the aisle, by the way, because there are pro and there are against Harrison Butker's commencement speech. This is absolutely, trust me on this. I believe you now know that everything out of my mouth you can trust. I have the honesty that you've all grown and loved over the last 30 years. I am playing for you what is absolutely the most important part of the conversation. You'll hear it in his passion from the woman's side and from a man's side. You'll hear what I do believe people are having an issue with, but it's the context of it. Was it taken out of context? I don't know. I'm going to let you weigh in on it. We'll do that when we return.
Woo! Look at that 5-day stretch of really warm temperatures. Is definitely going to be a great weekend.
All right, what the weather? We don't have Beckett today, but we don't want you to ever think you don't have it. So this is a 7-day forecast, and this is from KMOV meteorologist Matt Chambers. 79 for a high today. Now, you do see it's still marked as a red day. That's only because there is a threat, but it's more to our south. Scattered storms, stronger to the south. About 3 o'clock this afternoon, though, he did say you could, maybe around the South County, Arnold, Imperial area, you might all of a sudden go, wait a minute, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a little bit going on here. Yeah, from about 1 o'clock this afternoon into early evening, mainly to the south, there could be a level 1 rain, storms, maybe some heavier winds, and maybe hail. 79, 63 for your low. Now, tomorrow, there is a slight 20% chance of rain and storms, 83, 68 for the low. You've got a chance of rain you can see every single day except for Tuesday. And those highs, again, in the mid to low 80s. We get into the 70s, upper 70s on Monday. And then Tuesday, finally, it looks like there's no rain in the forecast. So that is the good news, 77 for your high. All right, everybody, I promised to talk about the speech that everyone seems to be talking about. Harrison Butker gave the commencement speech in Kansas at Benedictine College, and everyone's in an uproar. Okay, before I actually play the parts of it, grab some people and let me know if they have anything they want to weigh on. If they're not on right now, but they're talking to you on the phone or they're texting you, go ahead and pass along what they're feeling. This is both sides, by the way. One side, Benedictine College nuns denounce Harrison Butker's speech at their school. I'm going to read some of that article. Then former MLB pitcher Matt Dermody believes Butker did not put any women down in a commencement speech. ESPN host Samantha Ponder calls the petition to fire Harrison Butker over the speech un-American. That was an article I just saw that popped up on KMOV. What are your thoughts on this? Did you get a chance to hear it? If you didn't, then please listen to this first part. And then I have another part that we'll break down, but I want to hear this first part first. I'm going to give my viewpoint. I'm going to read Leona's. I want you to weigh in. We're going to have a candid speech here for the next half hour or plus that we can go on. Listen, and please listen closely before you comment.
I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
All right, folks, that's it. That is the biggest part of the 20-minute discussion I can guarantee you that everyone is talking about. All right, I want you to go ahead and weigh in. We're going to read Leona's comments. Before we do that, though, I want to read two very powerful articles. Benedictine College nuns denounced Butker's speech at their school. An order of nuns affiliated with the college rejected Kansas City Chief kicker Harrison Butker's comments that stirred up a culture war skirmish. The Sisters of Mount St. Scholastica do not believe that the comments in the commencement address represent the Catholic Benedictine Liberal Arts College that they say, quote, our founders envisioned and in which we have been so invested. That was actually written in a statement posted on Facebook. In the address, you heard that. He also denounced abortion rights, Pride Month, COVID-19 lockdowns, and the tyranny of diversity, equity, and inclusion at the college. He also told women in the audience to embrace the vocation of homemaker. That is where everybody went up in arms. We'll talk about that. That was one of the themes. Okay, that's one side. Then you've got Matt Dermody, former MLB pitcher, who, by the way, has had his own stuff against him in his career. He said, quote, he did not put any women down in the speech. Dermody dealt with backlash from his faith-based opinion, which led to the Red Sox releasing him just last year. I'm not sure if you know about that or not. He was blackballed by the league due to expressing his own faith-based beliefs, and it appalled a lot of people. Well, he's actually applauding Butker's speech. Again, you're going to have people who are one side or the other side, and that's the way our world is, by the way. Dermody, by the way, pitchers right now for the Mexican League, and he was on a recent show when he expressed his anger about the way Butker's being treated. He said, last thing I remember, we're in America, we're granted certain rights, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Butker expresses his freedom of religion and his opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. There are some things you agree and disagree with, and I'm in the same boat there. But one thing is, I commend Harrison for standing up for his beliefs and his faith. It takes courage for that, so I applaud him for that. Now, I want you to weigh in what you felt from that, and I'm going to do the same for you. I listened to that, in fact, twice yesterday, deeply. Nobody else around. Jim actually walked by. I made sure that I didn't listen to anything that he was talking about on the phone. It was very clear to listen to what I believe the message was. In no way, again, my belief, do I think that Harrison Butker is saying that women need to stay home in the kitchen, barefoot, pregnant, that your job is in life to be a wife and a mother. That is not what he said. I hear him say, and this is from a Catholic mindset. I was raised Catholic. He is speaking with that mindset. Oh, I just got chill. Mindset behind him, saying how powerful it is. Is he saying you have to get married? No. Is it a blessing to have the love of your life? That's what he said. He got upset. He teared up. You heard the break in his voice and how beautiful he feels it was that he met her in school, in band class, and that she took a chance on him and he took a chance on her, and they have a beautiful marriage and children. I would have loved to have been blessed with children. And I do agree with everything else. I've always said your job is an extension of what you do. It does not define you. There are too many people in this world. And that's truly what I feel he was saying, that they believe that whatever's behind your name, that you are this. I was an anchor. I was a broadcaster. I was a radio host. I'm a personal trainer. All these things that you hear us say that we do, that I do, doesn't define me. It's an extension of who I am as a person. The wife, the mother, is an extension of who you are as a person. He didn't say that is who you are. I did not hear that. You tell me if you heard that. I am going to go back here, as I promised, and I'm going to read. You may have done it already. I did not. I'm going to read Leona's comments. Her comments. And if you're just joining us, we are, as a community, talking about Harrison Butker's commencement speech and what you feel. I'm going to go on a little bit deeper when I play the next part for you. Okay, Leona says, personally, this is Leona's words. Personally, I think what he said was so sexist, push women back centuries, seem to be against women and careers. Leona says, as a feminist, I hated it, but he's a Christian conservative and he was talking to a Catholic Christian conservative school. He was preaching to the choir at this school and the school's Christian views. This is Leona again, not me. Again, I say I hated his words, but he's allowed to his opinion. And you have to consider the environment there at the school. He was not speaking as an NFL player, no, but as a conservative Christian. It took me some time to calm down. Wow, really? And give him the benefit of him allowed to have an opinion. A bit old-fashioned, but an opinion. It is not easy to be a Christian feminist. Yeah, again, I didn't take it that way at all. And I wish Leona was still on. But Leona, when you come on later, I didn't take it that way at all. I really took it as just very powerfully. I took it as him saying, your job does not define you. Please go out and get a job. And I don't believe that he's a man that would say to his wife, don't get a job. It is, I love having you as my wife. I love having you as the mother to our children. That's how I heard it. But this is life, folks. This is what divides the country. That somebody says, nope, it's this way. And then if somebody else says, well, I felt it was this is what I heard. And if you are in your mindset so centered on no one's going to change my mind, that's what divides the world. Plain and simple. That's my belief. That is why we have such divisiveness in our country. We are getting worse and worse in finding kindness with each other. I wanted to do this because I want you to all have a conversation. Great, Leona. I'm glad you're still on. Yeah. So thank you, by the way. Michelle just posted. I gave this to her yesterday to make sure she had this. The full speech, you need to listen to the full speech. Please do not listen to a conservative side or a liberal side only posting a clip for you. I'm posting what I know divided the country, divided mindsets and thought process, that part. But he went on, and this is the next part that I want you to listen to. Please weigh in on whatever your thoughts and your feelings are. I just read you Leona's. Let me see. I'm going to go back here and make sure I don't miss anybody else. Listening again now, Terry says. And Luann, not really sore. I just know I have done things I haven't done in a while. Yeah, you might be sore a little bit later. Okay, Terry, let's see. Terry's comments. I think it shows compassion and love for his wife and respect for all women who are mothers. See what I'm saying? It's all in how we hear. This is life. This is politics. This is what's wrong with our world. Let's talk candidly, openly. Okay, Terry said, I personally think people read way too much into things. Okay. Basically, he's recognizing mothers first that their job and role as a parent and a housemaker has been challenging. And they also challenge themselves to complete college and go on and receive awards. And they've accomplished so many things. So it's not putting women down or mothers down, in my opinion. Again, what's been really powerful is we are all entitled to an opinion. Absolutely. But it's also the fact that sometimes opinions can change when we really open our mind and listen and say, oh, I didn't hear it that way, but I see where you're coming from. That's the side of politics that I wish we would be more I wish more people would be able to find that ground, right? Not I'm a liberal, not I'm a conservative, but okay, I see where you're thinking. I am still going to feel a little bit more this way, but I'm not going to hate on you and bully you because you feel this way or that way. That was the first part of the speech that I thought was powerful. Here's the second part.
She's the primary educator to our children. She's the one who ensures I never let football or my business become a distraction from that of a husband and father. She is the person that knows me best at my core, and it is through our marriage that, Lord willing, we will both attain salvation. I say all of this to you because I have seen it firsthand, how much happier someone can be when they disregard the outside noise and move closer and closer to God's will in their life. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no. As a man who gets a lot of praise and has been given a platform to speak to audiences like this one today, I pray that I always use my voice for God and not for myself.
Okay. I thought that was also very powerful. I think a lot of people stopped listening when they got so up in arms on the first part of that. And there's a lot more, by the way, that he talks about. He talks about, from a Catholic standpoint, that they're, in his eyes, hypocritical people who believe that they can walk around with the Catholic Christian mindset and also be okay being pro-choice. But if you actually grew up in a Catholic mindset in a Catholic church, that does not go together. So he thought that was hypocritical. Again, entitled to his opinion. These are the things I want you to weigh in on. Now, depending on how you feel, did you turn the speech off and not listen to the rest? Right there, he said that her opportunity to go into a career didn't play out the way she wanted. Does that mean her life's over? Does that mean all she's going to do is be a mother and a wife? No. People work from home. People decide to take on side jobs. He didn't say that the rest of her life, that's all she's going to do. She might decide to do something else, or she may find her way to do so. He might stop playing football. I hope the Chiefs do not fire him. But you know what? Unfortunately, they fold too much. I love how they quickly came out and did not want to associate themselves at all. No, he did that on his off time. Let me tell you what. In any aspect of your life, I don't care what job you have, it makes me furious and laugh when your company won't stand behind you. I've been through it, by the way. I've been there. I know what it feels like to go, oh, really? Sorry, I did this for you, worked my butt off for you, and suddenly you go like this. Nope, you did it on your own, and I'm going to punish you for it. I felt that very much so. So I listened to the whole thing and said, no way, in any way do I hear him saying that that is what he feels that women should be doing. I think there's too many people that have come out. They're making a mockery of it. The first thing that was sent to me was from Maria Shriver and from Jamie Lee Curtis, a lot of actors and actresses, which we know very much on the liberal mindset. And that was all. But I wanted to know, did you listen to both sides? Did you listen to the whole speech? If you did, and then you're forming opinion, great. The unfortunate problem in our lives is the uneducation, because people only want to listen to their side. And that's the divisiveness that I feel is in this world. They only want to hear one side. They don't even want to entertain the other side. I want both sides, which is why I sought out, again, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, Newsmax, One American News, News Nation. I can go on and on and on and on. That is the way we should take news. And that's not what happens in this world, unfortunately. Marilyn, I appreciate my strong friend putting herself out there, and to be real, I love her tenacity. What do you feel about the speech, though, Marilyn? Did you hear the speech? I want to know what you have to say. Joey says this speech was also given on Mother's Day weekend. He may have been paying tribute to the important role of women to their families. Oh, very good point. Michelle, I took offense at first hearing that clip, so only that clip, regarding women looking forward to being a wife and mother, not going into the workforce. I certainly didn't go to college and get a degree to become a wife. That was the last thing I wanted at that time. But then reading the entire speech, I agree that our values have certainly shifted. And though I am not Catholic, I can see where his mindset was and wish that we would go back to that respect and morality that our society has lost. Okay, see? Do you hear what Michelle's saying? She only heard that clip. In fact, what she sent me initially, I read it and went, okay, what I used to do was just believe the station I worked for. And well, Aren't we telling a balanced story? Aren't we telling the truth here? And I was quick to find out, no, that wasn't the case. I worked for Fox for 15 years. I worked for NBC for 3 years. Whew, what a huge difference in the way the news was delivered. I started to understand agendas being pushed. I wanted nothing to do with it anymore. What I want is what I think we need more. Not I think, I know we need more in the world is to open mind to listen to both sides of the aisle. Form your opinion. Don't throw hate. Don't throw shade. Don't bully, but listen. Don't just listen to a clip, listen to the entire speech. When we write the news stories, there's got to be context behind it. You don't just lay something out there and just say, this is the side I'm going to give you. That's the problem with our world. Terry said, I think he recognizes here accomplishments, period. I heard how proud he is of his wife, no matter what the outcome. His love for her shows and his love for God. He shouldn't be punished for his opinion nor speech. It'll be very interesting to see what the Chiefs and the entire league do to him. Stephanie, pretty powerful in what respect? Again, we need more context. Pretty powerful in what respect? Terry, he's proud of his wife and how hard it is to keep the daily household and kids grounded. That's what I heard. 100% Terry, that's what I heard. He, I think, was applauding women, saying, I know that one of the most incredible things in life is to be a mother and a wife. And I don't think there's enough weight put on that in the world from both men and from women. Women over the decades have felt that their role in the household wasn't given weight. And I don't think that is actually the case. Sure, there were men and women in life centuries ago that would try to put women in their place and say that you don't belong out in the workforce. It's a man's world, et cetera, et cetera. We've gone really, really far past that. I mean, let's all agree with that. We have definitely found our voice. We have high roles, CEO roles, president roles, et cetera, et cetera. Go out, be anything you want to be. I say it all the time. Be it, but don't at all downplay the importance of the role that you play as a mother and a wife. If you are not blessed to be a mother and a wife, and somebody said this, they came out and said, oh, so I have to be a wife? What about me? I'm not important if I'm single? That's not what he said. He simply said how powerful it is to have an incredible role as a wife and have an incredible role as a mother. I'm telling you all right now, for those of us not blessed with children, I'd give anything to have that title to my name. That's what I heard. That was the passion I heard. Jerry, my belief is I might not agree with what you say, but will defend your right to say it in life or what I'm saying right now. Again, I really wish I was in an audience where I could have all of you with a microphone in front of you. Stephanie, he loves his wife. I think he's proud of her. I do too. I do as well. Leona, I'd like to hear from you again if you're still on. Now that you've heard other people's viewpoints, what are you feeling? Okay, Jerry says in life. Yes, in life. My belief is I might not agree with what you say, but I will defend your right to say it because we all have that right and you'll be kind. And Jerry has been through a lot in her life. And I love the fact that Jerry came out and spoke with us many, many months ago and said, this is what I've been through and the bullying and things like that. But I want to be kind. I'm not going to throw hate back to them. I'm going to find my way to kindness. And if you're around a person, by the way, that just wants to push their agenda on you, that's a lot of toxicity and drama. You probably don't want to be around that. You want to say, I'll come back to the table when there's more of an open mind here. We've got to listen to each other more in this country. Plain and simple. You got to listen to each other or there's going to be hate against hate. And all we're going to do is kill each other. And what's going to be left of our world? Nothing, because everybody's killing off each other because they have no value for themselves or for those whose lives they're taking. That is where we have gone. And we are so far off of what God wanted in our world. How the hell do we get back? You tell me that. That is why I get so frustrated in life of agendas being pushed, because that is what's happening. This particular speech is just one example. I mean, this is just one example that I'm using to say, this is what's being said. How do we hear it? Are we okay to listen to say, okay, wow, I didn't hear that. I now see how I maybe missed that point. That's what we need to get to in life. Okay. Let's see. Terry, we are all here today because a mother gave birth. Oh, what a powerful thing to say. God has given us this gift. In my opinion, our first job is being parents. Okay. Do you hate Terry for saying that? I hope not. Leona, okay. He was talking to young girls who just spent 4 years in college to get an education for a career, looking forward to a career, and then telling young girls they should be looking forward to being mothers and homemakers. In addition to that, it was his opinion about how wonderful motherhood is, and it is. But seems strange to tell these young career-minded women marriage and motherhood is the greatest role. It's because you come home from work, and it really is. But he should not be hated and lose his job over his opinion. No, he shouldn't. And again, I just really want to stress my opinion that you leave for work in the morning. It is a bonus part of your life. It does not define you. And the reason I say that is this. Let me give you some more context to this. Okay. When I got into this business, that to many people is a glamorous business, I didn't do it for glamour. I didn't do it for attention. I did it because I thought it was so powerful of people being able to hear you wherever your reach of the radio station was, then in a television station, wherever your reach of the TV station was. It's called your direct market, right? Whatever that index is. Well, now it's even more powerful because now outside of this direct market area, streaming allows you to get countries away and have your message that far away. That's not for glamour. That's for power of being able to say, wow, what we're saying and what we're doing together as a community can truly change lives. The power of the microphone, the power of the camera is why I got into this broadcasting business. Now, before I got with Jim, I was dating different guys, and every time I would go to an event, to a party, to their friend's house, I would be introduced as, this is Monica from WIL. And I would take a deep breath and I would say, hi, blah, 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 have a great time. Always show kindness because it's how I was raised. I would leave there questioning why was I introduced as, this is Monica from WIL. This is Monica from KMOX. This is Monica Adams. Yeah, you see her on channel 2. It defined me? No. It was an extension of who I am as a person. Why wasn't I introduced by this guy I was dating as, this is my date, Monica. This is who I've been dating for the last few months. This is my girlfriend, Monica. Not, this is Monica from. It frustrated the heck out of me. I heard in that speech that one of the most amazing things can be who you are as a human being. If you are blessed to have a partner, if you are blessed to have children, that those are really incredible roles. And if you have a career on top of that, beautiful. Bonus, bonus, bonus. That's what I heard. And I hope the context that I just gave you allowed you to understand what I felt in that speech a little bit more. He's not saying that a career defines you. He just said in that second part of the clip that I gave you that his wife would never say, oh, you got to keep playing football because that's who you are. He is a professional football player as an extension of who he is as a human being. He is proud, I can guarantee, to be a husband and to be a father. That's what I heard. Do you hear the cadence and the change in my tone? Calmness. I want us to find our way to calmness. That was the speech that I don't know if you heard or not. Andrew, let's see. That was spam, as I thought. This is my best friend, Monica. Love her with all my heart. So proud of her as a beautiful, caring, big-hearted, passionate person. That's how Michelle would introduce me. But she would say this is Monica first and foremost because we all have a name. Say their name. Let it stay there. Let them tell you what they do. And by the way, this is another thing I'm going to give you from a friend that I had that used to say she was dating a new guy. She would immediately tell me what he did for a living. And I thought, I don't think I asked. I don't think I care. I want to know who he is and his character. Who are you as a human being? What do you want to provide to this world? How do you want to change the world? I don't care what he does or what she does. Great. You got a job. Great. You're able to provide for your family or you're able to get the things that you want in life. Fantastic. I hope you invest and that it works for you and that the money's working for you on the side. That's what I hope. It doesn't define you. Character defines you. Rose. I didn't hear him say all women should be homemakers and that was our place in the world. However, I regret not finishing school. My friends who finish school have careers, still take care of their families. Some are even single mothers who do it all. Most of us don't have professional football player husbands. Totally different lifestyle. Homemaker sounds good to me. God wants us to be us. Do what makes you feel. It works in his and in his wives' lives. I respect people like Monica. What if she was a homemaker? Some women change lives. Praise the Lord for her and praise the Lord for people like Harrison's wife. Yes. Terry, this was his speech about his life, nothing more. When you give a speech, you reflect back on your life and personal situations. He was just reaching out to say, quote, women are strong in so many ways and accomplishing anything more is a proud moment. Kathy said, amen. I always wanted to be Kathy, not Jim's daughter or Mark's wife. Yeah, I love how this actually took another turn. Please continue to weigh in, even when I sign off here, because that's why I want you to share today's show. And I'll put it back up here for you. Please share, like, follow the live stream, subscribe to our YouTube page. I'd love to get that growing. There's a lot of people who are not on social media, but they find these shows on YouTube. We've got to get that up. My first goal is to get that to 1,000. And that one's got to grow, by the way. The girl that I have always emulated myself after, Dominique Saxa. She has almost 2 million followers, folks. That's what I want to get to, because that's how we change lives. That's how, see how calm we all are? See how we're talking? Now, I would hope that if you had a microphone in front of you and that we were in an audience, which by the way is what I really want to do. I want to grow and grow and grow to that where we have a talk show and you're all in front of us and we pass that mic around and we talk kindly to each other. And we say, I see how Leona came to that decision. I see how Terry came to that decision. I see how Kathy says this and Andrew said that. And whoever weighs in later, I see how they came to that conclusion. I hear how that came about. That's what we need to do more of. So again, the more you spread the love and the kindness out there, the more we're able to do that. And let me, by the way, also thank, before we get into the final part of the show, which is more of an entertainment story, special thanks to our growing list of sponsors, Invita Health and Wellness, Dr. Sarah Franco. Love you so much. She's been with us for a year plus now. Mid-America Spine and Rehab, Dr. Sean Neary. I hope you listen to him. If you haven't, please do so every Monday when we do our Medical Monday health segment. And please, just like you're asking me to cover certain things in exercises, let us know what you want health related, right? If you have, here, you know what I want to say? This kind of fits into what we're saying, not kind of, but it does. You have no career, no wife, no husband, no children, no nothing if you don't have your health. So to me, the most important aspect of life is health. The fact that health reporters went by the wayside, the fact that medical aspects of reporting went away in TV and radio makes no sense to me, because the greatest gift you have in life is health. And when you say your prayers, you should be thanking God for waking you up another day because you have health. He has breath in your lungs and he's allowed you to have oxygen to breathe another life. Because as we speak right now, someone's taking their last breath. Think about that. That gives me chills when you realize people are passing right as we speak and they'd love to have another breath. So focus has to be on health, and I will never get rid of that. I don't care if we go in and out of sponsors. I will always make sure that health is a big part of this show. It's very important. Rose just said, your job doesn't define you. Yes, your character does. That's what I said. My husband just said this. He listens with me. Yay. I'm glad he agreed with me. Right on. Great topic. Discussions are important instead of pushing the negative. Try and see why he spoke these words about his life, not about anyone else's. Thank you, Monica, for talking about this instead of ignoring it and causing yet another battle. Stay positive and see the positive. Yes. Okay, once again, the thanks to our sponsor. So I went into the health side. And then Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, which, by the way, tomorrow we will be with Jessica. Please watch those shows. Just have fun with us. Tomorrow, Michelle sent me a video, which originally I was like, that is ridiculous. How many people groom their animals and put different colors in them? I'm not going against you. I'm just saying, do the dogs and cats know that you're doing that? And do they realize how silly they look sometimes? Purples and pinks and tiger stripes and all that. However, she, again, had to give more context, because when she sent me the next video, it was what this guy was doing with these rescues. So I'm going to show that tomorrow with Jessica. We're going to talk about that. But she and I were texting late into the evening last night as she started texting her groomers and asking them what's the craziest things that they've ever been asked to do. So if you're an animal lover and an animal owner, please watch tomorrow's show at 7 a.m. We're going to sit down. We're going to have some fun. We're also going to talk about their upcoming gala in October that I will be emceeing and how I want you to be there. Come on, let's get this community together to support them, all the wonderful work that they do. That's on Thursday. On Friday, have you ever been, because somebody asked me earlier, what am I going to do for the weekend? Have you ever been to St. Louis County's version of the Greek festival at Assumption Church? I am a big fan of Greek food, the Mediterranean lifestyle. Dolmates is one of my absolute favorite. That's the stuffed grape leaves. Baklava, a little too sweet for me, but might have a little bit, again, the balance of life. Love gyros. I love gyros. Feta cheese. I love a Greek salad. They have an incredible one. And I actually will remember when Michelle and her husband, Mike, and myself, and I don't know who else was there, we went to that particular one, and her son, Oh my Lord. When he was young, he was such a brat. He ran around the gym. He was running around crazy. I was like, I cannot believe he's doing this. And they are saints for what they're having to go through with him. The county's version, that's actually my memory. And that's forever ago. That's probably like 14 years ago. I think it was probably 2. I don't know. It was 3. Maybe it was 3. So maybe 13 years ago. That is a hilarious story. Anyway, there's a St. Louis County and St. Louis City one. The city one is Labor Day weekend. And then the county one you may have never been to. Well, we're going to talk about that on Friday, and we'll get you ready for a little OPA. It's going to be a lot of fun if you're looking for some good food. Oh, Julie's family was with us. Kylie was Kylie there? Yeah, maybe. Love the St. Louis County Greek Fest. Are you going? Let's go. I may do just that. On Sunday, I will be going to Pueblo Solis. So I'm going to get a little Mexican. I'm going to get a little Mediterranean in me this weekend. Mexican because my cousin just graduated and they're having his graduation party actually at Pueblo Solis. So I will be there on Sunday. Monday, I may have people over, or I was invited to go over to my brother and sister-in-law's for the actual holiday. But what about all you? Anything fun? If I can, I'd like to maybe go to the Greek Fest on Saturday. Because yes, Jim and I both love Greek food. So you let me know. We'll get a little bit closer into the weekend. We'll talk about all the fun things that are coming up. Love Memorial Weekend, but remember what it's all about. Let's thank all the men and women who have served our country or are serving right now. Okay, before we wrap up, a little entertainment news for you. Have you seen this? Elvis's granddaughter, Riley Keough, files a lawsuit to stop Graceland foreclosure sale. So here is what's happening. This is a post, by the way, from Priscilla, and she said, it's a scam. So if you haven't heard anything about this, let me just kind of break it down for you. Okay, so Riley said that the announced court-approved sale of the Memphis property is fraudulent in a court filing. She's fighting to stop the foreclosure sale of Graceland. The Daisy Jones and the Six actress who became the sole trustee of her grandfather Elvis Presley's estate after last year's death of her mother Lisa Marie Presley calls the announced court-approved sale of the famed Memphis property fraudulent. So what happened? She filed a civil lawsuit in Tennessee's Shelby County Court on Wednesday to block a private lending firm, which by the way is from Missouri, from auctioning the iconic home in a sale set for tomorrow. She says the Missouri-based creditor claims it's collecting on an unpaid $3.8 million loan taken out by Lisa Marie back in 2018, which used Graceland, by the way, as collateral, but they're saying no such loan exists. And so in the filing, the granddaughter asked the court to grant a restraining order against the creditor, quote, or any party acting in concert to block any non-judicial sale of the property. And she alleges that the business is not a real entity and was created for the purpose of defrauding. So Keough, previously Lisa Marie's Promenade Trust, further, Keough claims Lisa Marie's signature was forged on the alleged loan documents and that the notary listed as a witness says they never met Lisa Marie. Quote, the note and the deed of trust are fraudulent and unenforceable. That's what the granddaughter alleges in the suit. She says those individuals who were involved in the creation of such documents are believed to be guilty of the crime of forgery. A hearing, by the way, on this is scheduled for today. A little bit more on this. Elvis Presley Enterprises, the corporate entity that actually runs Graceland, they actually backed Keough's claims that it is fraudulent. They say there is no foreclosure sale. Simply put, the counter lawsuit has been filed to stop the fraud. And Priscilla also deemed it a scam. So this will be interesting to see how this all plays out. So I'm not sure if you saw that, but Michelle caught that in the news the other day and thought it would be interesting for me to bring up since I'm such a big Elvis fan, or any of you, by the way, huge Elvis fan, grew up around Elvis music-wise. My dad actually went to high school with him at Humes High School in Memphis, Tennessee. So I always love anything in the news. Yeah, right, Stephanie, what people will do for money. And before we leave you today, I just wanted to say, because I'm just thinking back into older days of music, one of the things that I saw on KMOV this morning was that cassettes are coming back. Cassettes. There's like 436,000 in the last year in 2023 that were sold. A lot of artists that are jumping on board. And they said one of the highest that's being sold at concerts is actually Taylor Swift, that she's jumped on the bandwagon of selling some of her stuff on cassettes. And they had it on KMOV this morning. And they're like, when you think of cassettes, do you think of a person who really cared about you, whether it was a good friend or whether it was a partner making you a mixtape? I did a lot of them for friends. I did a lot of them for boyfriends. I still have a like a little small carrier filled with cassettes. So now that they're coming back, that's pretty funny. I might have to get that back out. I'll have to see if there's any actually in there that were made for me, or if they're all just ones that are actual artists. Matt Chambers said he thinks he still has a Richard Marx one or a Whitney Houston one. Are parachute pants coming back? I don't know. But I am going to do, I'm glad you just said that. I am going to do an interview, by the way, next week. How many of you are getting a chance to go see MJ the Musical? Michael Jackson, one of the, again, here's another thing, right? Depending on what you feel about him, I hope we all can believe that he's one of the greatest artists in pop music. They might not agree with his lifestyle, but let's not get into the politics of lifestyle on the stage. Hopefully the musical is just playing out the music side of how he affected our world. So we're going to have some cast members from MJ the Musical from the Fabulous Fox. We're going to do that interview actually next week. So look forward to that one. I'm going to try to look for a really cool leather jacket. I don't think I have all the zippers like Michael had, but I'll do the interview in a jacket. Parachute pants, I don't know, but I love those. Cassettes are coming back. Yes, Michelle. Let me keep a pencil close so I can rewind when they unravel. Yes, last show of this season. Looking forward to it. I know, Marilyn, right? How many of you would rush to, you had the buttons down? For all of you who don't know anything about cassettes and the younger generation, you're going to know now because everything makes its return decades later. You had it set and ready to go because you knew your favorite song was coming up because the DJ said so, and you were ready to hit record. And then the DJ talked all over the intro of the song, which would be so frustrating that you had to get another recording of it. We could go on and on and on about the nostalgia of cassettes. Actually, one day we should talk about the things that we hope come back and the things that we hope never come back. I hope feathered hair never comes back for women. Not a look that I'm not a fan of the whole bi-level look that people had. Some of that has tried to make a resurgence. Mohawks, don't get them. They're still out there. No, we're not going to do it today. Let's start thinking about that for another show, a fun show. We're just kicked back and we're just enjoying each other as a community of what you would like to see come back and what you would hate to not come back. Yes, I used to do that, by the way. I had parachute pants. I had a jacket that I had my mom get me, and we all had that grayish looking sparkly glove that we would wear around because we all wanted to be Michael. Terry says, I have a black leather jacket you could use. I have leather jackets. I just don't have one that looks like Michael's. All right, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the show today. We had a little fun. We had some real talk. We had a fitness aspect. We filled our souls. We're going to do that right now as we wrap up. And Jesus Calling. Thank you to Marilyn for providing this to us. So we are on May 22nd, and this is Jesus Calling, enjoying peace. That's what we're trying to do, right? We're enjoying peace in his presence. He's around us. He's listening right now as we had this candid discussion today. When things don't go as you would like, accept the situation immediately. If you indulge in feelings of regret, they can easily spill over the line into resentment. Remember that I am sovereign over your circumstances and humble yourself under my mighty hand. Rejoice in what I am doing in your life, even though it's beyond your understanding. I am the way, the truth, and the life. In me, you have everything you need, both for this life and for the life yet to come. Don't let the impact of the world shatter your thinking or draw you away from focusing on me. The ultimate challenge is to keep fixing your eyes on me, no matter what is going on around you. When I am central in your thinking, you are able to view circumstances from my perspective. Pretty powerful. And honestly, I see it as kind of ironic because I think it fits into what we were discussing today, right? So don't have fear, don't have anger, don't have resentment. Listen and open our minds to each other. You're welcome, Stephanie. You have a good day as well. And let's see. Oh, yeah. I remember the Cavaricis. Those were actually cool. I like those on men and women both. And Michelle just had a reminder. Let me say this before we wrap up. I'm getting ready to send an email out as I do a couple things of work. You're welcome, Jerry, and to Michelle and the entire team. Tomorrow night is Cultivating a Vision. Okay. So there's about 10 of you that are signed up for that, but we actually postponed it because we wanted to have a lot of you spread that to your family and friends. All of you that are struggling in life with finding purpose, with finding your place of where God wants you to be, where God wants you to be. See how I said that? Cultivating a Vision is what that's all about. We postponed it from 2 weeks ago to see if we can get more people. Go to the website right now, TheRealMonicaAdams.com, or just click on the link that Michelle just provided for you and buy your ticket. If you have missed any one of these, it's a really powerful night. 2 coaches in one night. We have Kasia Satars in Canada. We have myself here in the United States. I don't care where you are. It's a powerful evening, and I want you to share this right now to tell people you need to be in that night. Because if you haven't found your purpose, if you're so lost in your mind and in your spirit, we go deep into our discussion. Everyone has gotten emotional in these nights. They've all said it's been life-changing. We started these back in December. We've held them almost every month. We are going to take a pause after this. We're going to let you be with your families, the most important part of life, being with your family, time spent with your family over the summer. And then we're going to kick it back up big time and add some really incredible things when we bring it back up in like September or October. So I'd love to see some more people sign up for this. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Cultivating a Vision. Powerful night. If you don't show up, I've done everything I can to try to get you there. All right, everybody, thank you so much. And I know this is the end of the live show, but this continues to build numbers as you all spread the awareness of the show to your followers. Please do that. And since we are talking about things in life that are very real and that you are divided sometimes, just do us a favor. Have an open, kind, candid conversation about what's going on in life. Listen to somebody else's viewpoint. Stay with what you want to feel, but don't throw hatred on theirs just because they think a different way. That's how life needs to be, by the way. We need life to be open-minded. If we're all walking around feeling the same way, that's kind of boring. Okay? You usually say opposites attract. Think about all that. Luann, you're welcome. And thank you. I'll see you tomorrow from Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. We're going to have a lot of fun, and wait till you see. You've got to see these pictures in the video of what these groomers have done to these animals. Have a beautiful day, and remember to be kind. God bless you.